Hello everyone, I'm Pure Light. I love Jesus and I love playing Minecraft, and so I'm going to do some mining and some crafting and some talking about Jesus. It's great to have you along with me. Let's go. Hello. As you can see, we're getting started on some farming for today's episode. Lovely weather for it. Last time we discovered that we have some villager neighbours nearby, so I'm gathering some crops to get us started with some trading. And I've also been planning out how I want the base to look. I'm also planning on recruiting some of our neighbours to make a simple iron farm, but, well, don't tell them. I want it to be a surprise. I've marked out some of the areas with some cobble, and as you can see, I've expanded the crop farm so we can begin to grow some of the crops that we gathered last time. And then we've also got an area over here which is where the sheep are going to go. In here, they're a bit crowded at the moment, but we'll do most of that next time. We're not going to spend a lot of time on sheep this time. Up here we've got our annual tree farm area. Now that we've got some lovely spruce that we gathered over in the taiga biome, I marked out some areas for where I'm going to have got the chickens behind the house, and then I've also got just a little area around the house that's going to be, I suppose, like my garden or my backyard. We're going to have a central bit with a kind of square in the middle, and then we're going to have a decent sized area for the cows too. We've only got one or two at the moment, but again, hopefully we get a bit of an area ready for them. And then over in the distance, later on, that's where we're going to make the iron farm and our gatehouse, which we'll come to in a minute. First of all, let's head back to our house and have a look at our verse for this episode. I've got my book here. You remember the previous ones? Let's just remind ourselves. The first one was when Jesus said, "I am the bread of life." And then last week we had when Jesus said, "I am the light of the world." So that's 1 and 2. And then this week I'm going to write in our new one. There we go. I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. They will come in and go out and find pasture. John chapter 10, verse 9. So let's pop that away, and we'll think a bit more about that later on. But first of all, hopefully, I want to get rid of this rain, and let's get going with some fences and gates. Okay, well, now we've got everything looking good, let's have a think about this iron farm. That's all looking much more organised, isn't it? We've got the trees growing in our tree area over there, and a great big tall thin one. We'll chop those down later. Crops coming along nicely. And if we keep going through here, past the cows, and then what I'm going to do is come round the corner here. And in this gap between these two hills, I thought we'd have our little gatehouse. And in particular, over on this side, sort of underneath and out the way, we'll have our little iron farm. Now, it's only a small one, and actually it's a design by Ep3, so I'll try and remember to put the link in the description for his design. And he brands it as a day one iron farm. So yes, we're a bit behind. I'm quite a bit past day one, but yeah, I don't think I can do things at quite that speed. But here we go. We'll give it a go. So we start off with a hole, and it's going to be 3 wide and 7 deep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I think I'm going to do it one more down, just because I want it all to be a little bit lower than his original. 8. And then we're going to expand this into the little space where the village is going to be. Now, I must confess, I do feel a little bit bad about trapping the villagers in here, but I figure that, do you know what I mean? I think they'll have a nice life here. They're going to have at least a bed each, which they wouldn't have if I left them on where they were in the village. I'm just going to get this copper since it's here. Yeah, back in the village, it's really getting a little bit crowded, frankly, and so it'll be nice for them to have a little space to call their own. I mean, it's kind of a very little space, but I don't think they'll mind. I think it'll be fine. Now, this bit, we have to place a trapdoor and some slabs in just the right spot. Okay, so our trapdoor goes here, and our 2 slabs go here and here. Then we need to add the beds, and they're going here, this way round. There, lovely cosy spot for the villagers. Now we're going to dig the space where we're eventually going to get a zombie to sit. And the clever thing about this design is the fact that rather than being bobbing around in some water, as is a common thing for some iron farms, he's going to be in a boat, and that means he won't despawn even if he's not holding anything. Now I believe this needs to be right in the middle of this space here, like that. And now we're going to make our way out. This is our way out, and it's going to be the zombies' way in. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pop that like that, so it can't get back out again, and then trapdoor there, and one here. That means that the zombie will be able to walk across there thinking that he can get us. We're going to need to pop 3 beds down to lure in the villagers, and seeing as it's getting dark, we're going to sleep in one of them tonight. And then we're going to start to dig the trench. 1 block away from here, we're going to dig a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trench. There we go. Now, it's probably a good moment to make ourselves a little ladder to get out. So we'll come out there. Okay, and then, no, have I got it on me? Yes, yes, we've got the hopper that we need, because on over here, this is going to be where the drops come out. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is going to be the middle one. So I've got a hopper here, and that's going in like that, and then because in order for that to stay as farmland, there we go. Now anything that spawns in here will get washed down towards the hopper. And use that sign. And now I just need to place that lava, and we'll be pretty much done for the mechanical bits of the farm. So you can see that lava's just sitting there, so when the golems spawn, they'll arrive in here and they'll come over and encounter the lava and come to a bit of a sticky end. Okay, so we're ready for the zombie, ready for the golems. What we haven't got yet is the villagers. Well, it looks like the sun will be going down soon, and we'll be able to find ourselves zombie to give us a hand getting our iron farm going. Moon's coming up, so any second now it'll be dark enough for things to spawn. Come on, zombies, where are you? Ah, there we go. Oh my goodness. Too many zombies. That's all we want, that one zombie. He should be down there and in the boat. There we go, and golems are starting to spawn. Right, now we can sleep. And our farm is working. Great. Okay, so that's got our iron farm done, and we're ready to make a start on the gatehouse. So, in our verse for this episode, Jesus said, "I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved." This is a big claim. Jesus was saying that he is the only legitimate way to become part of God's family. But his criteria for belonging isn't being a particular sort of person or doing a particular set of good deeds. No, it's solely about finding the right way in. Jesus, as the gate, is the one who has the authority to make you part of God's people forever. Jesus made this claim in the midst of a heated discussion with the religious leaders who were still angry about Jesus healing the blind man that we thought about last episode. He accused the leaders of being thieves and failing to have people's best interests at heart. He told them a few verses later, "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." See, Jesus was offering a way in, the only way in to fullness of life in God's family. The religious leaders have set themselves up as gatekeepers, claiming that acceptance by God could only be found by following their rules and traditions. But Jesus' claim to be the gate doesn't narrow down entry to his kingdom. It actually opens it up. This gate isn't to keep people out, it's to keep us safe. Anyone can enter. The only thing you can't do is access God's salvation some other way than the one gate. Trying to find a way into God's family other than through Jesus doesn't work. In fact, according to Jesus, it just shows you up as not really belonging. Which kind of begs the question, why would we want to find another way? I suppose because we want eternal life on our own terms. We want to be in charge of it, rather than him being in charge. But the truth is, if we were in charge, it wouldn't be heaven. Of course, my rule isn't perfect and holy and full of compassion and grace. But Jesus' rule is. He's the gate, and he invites us in. For me, that brings a wonderful sense of thankfulness and belonging and hope. But it also means letting go of my need to be in control, my desire to be in charge. Maybe that's something that we can keep coming back to as we prepare to celebrate all that Jesus has done for us this Easter. I'm just finishing off the build here with a few lanterns. Now we've got a good supply of iron, we can replace some of our torches and make it all look a bit nicer. I reckon that looks good. Yeah, I'm feeling quite pleased with the build. I must admit, it's a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be when I originally planned it. But yeah, I'm pleased. And it was quite nice to be able to use some of the amethyst in the top there that I found while I was doing some mining. And I must confess, I spotted a geode with amethyst in it in the last video when I looked at some of the time-lapse footage. And so I went to investigate where it was and got some of that. But our iron farm seems to be working really well, and we're beginning to get a good supply. Let's just replace the last of these. I decided to make an area at the side here where we could put our horses, or any visitors can bring their animals. So let me show you how the iron farm's doing. If we pop down here, we'll be able to see lots of iron and poppies all coming in. And I'm going to take some of this with me now, because what we're going to do is head over to the village and see if we can do a bit of trading. I'll be back to visit you in a bit. First of all, we need to go down and find the farmers and see if we can trade them some of those crops that we've been growing all this time. There's this guy over here. And he traded me some wheat, so that was good. I got a couple of emeralds from that, but he doesn't want pumpkins. So what I'm hoping is that one or other of these guys will. Okay. That should be enough. Now we will see. Now come on, pumpkins. Buy my pumpkins. Yes! Excellent. Ah, that's brilliant. Because pumpkins and melons are going to be the trade that get us plenty of emeralds. So thank you very much for that, sir. No. Beetroot? Are you kidding me? Oh, no. Horse armour? That's all very well. Don't need armour. I need a saddle. Ah, disappointing. No. It's mine. Sorry. Just realised we can see our gatehouse in the distance over there. Great. There we go. Excellent. So let's do as much of that as we can. Right, so what have we got? We've got an efficiency 2 axe and an unbreaking 2 pickaxe. Well, both of those are great. I can't actually afford either of them, but look, he's going to sell me a bit more iron. What do I go for? I think I'm going to go for a pickaxe. Yes, my first diamond tool. Fantastic. Thank you, sir. That is brilliant. I tell you what, even though we couldn't get a saddle, why don't we get this guy to come home with us? Yay! Excellent. You come with me, buddy. In you come. Yep, that's it. All the way in. Well, I reckon that's about it for this episode. We built up our base, we did some farming and some trading, we made a gatehouse, and we thought about Jesus, the gate. So I hope that you can join me next time, and hopefully then we're going to sort out a bit of a better home for our sheep and see if we can recruit some villagers to help us with the farming. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye and God bless you. See ya.